more mature performance tonight from your side? Like, a lot of wet weather, not a lot of mistakes, and they really grind out a win.
Yeah, that was a tough game, I thought. There were periods in the game where I think the ball was in play for 6, 7, even 9 minutes, I think, at one point, where the boys just had to fight for each other and dig in. I was really pleased with how they fought, how they worked hard for each other, and just backed each other up.
Talk about digging in, Nate. Gavin was exemplified that, didn't he? He was outstanding tonight.
Yeah, well, they definitely tested our edges at times, and we expected that. But they fought hard, the boys. Our middles, they've been excellent. Paddy and Pano and Gaby in his stint, they're working hard for our edges, and vice versa. The edges are working hard for the middle. So that's obviously what the boys are building, and we just got to stay at it now and just be a real consistent team in how we want to be.
Is that one of the great comeback stories? It's a great rugby league story, isn't it, Madge? The Masaki story. I mean, what do you make of that? Like, you gave him a chance. He's on a dev list contract. I mean, tell us from a coaching point of view why you've picked him and what you've seen.
Yeah, it is a fair story. I've got to say, on day one when we had him run on the first day, I wasn't quite sure. I sat down with him and you could actually hear what he wanted to try and do, and he's just got himself into good shape. It's a credit to him. He got himself in shape to be able to play at this level, and people probably don't see what he's done in the background, but I was, and the players have seen that, and he really committed, and he obviously, left his family up north and came down, and he wanted to take an opportunity, and he's definitely taken that. He's been around a lot of the boys in the past, so he probably watched with envy of what the boys were doing, and he wanted to be a part of it. So he's been able to achieve that, and I think he's going to improve even better, the more he plays.
Has he surprised you, Renato, with his dominance out wide? How have you found his development?
Not really. You can see from training how professional he is. He communicates extremely well out there. He's got a good combination with his left edge, and like Matt said, he works hard. He works hard on his craft. He studies the game. Always knew he was going to be, handy for us. Probably exceeded expectations, but they comes from confidence from training alongside the boys at training.
Renato, with all 3 wins this year, you guys have been defending largely for the first 10 to 20 minutes, and then off the back of that have then kicked on, whereas I guess last year in that second half of the year you conceded 1, you concede plenty. Can you just talk us through what's changed in the last 6 to 8 months that's led to those sort of performances?
We've touched on our starts. Certainly an area that we need to be better. It's just the resilience. I think the coaching staff have done a fantastic job in prepping us for facing a bit of adversity. We do a lot of training around our defence, and continually turning up for one another. The hungrier we are as a team, the better we're going to be defensively. So it's an area that we need to be better at, but obviously proud how the way we keep turning up for each other.
Is that arguably one of the things that's been most pleasing for you, Madge, the fact that in those wins you've had the backs against the wall for the first 10 to 20 and then have on the back of that rolled on? Yeah,
I've definitely been proud of those moments for the players, but I think when I first sort of arrived, the players got together and talked about what they wanted to work hard at, and they're the ones that got to do the work, and they've obviously done that, but they also know that there's plenty more in what they are as well. So we just take game by game now and take what we got out of that one, and really pleased the way that the players are working for each other. That's probably something to stand out for myself. He was under the pump there for a while, but he's good. I mean, he's done a lot in the background too. Like, obviously you miss a few games, and he arrived in the game where he had to stay in the game for long periods of time. So, his work in the background allowed him to get out there. And I thought, some of his teammates too, you could see him, gassed a little bit there, but they got him through it, which was good.
Mate, what do you make of Reece Walsh? Obviously, a lot of talk about him in the last couple of weeks about maybe overplaying his hand and trying things. Like, you think he was measured tonight, and did you talk to him about that?
Yeah, we did, but I mean, he's just another part of what we're building as a group. And there's games there where I keep going back to how hard he's working when he doesn't have the ball. I mean, there were things tonight where they sort of probably jammed him a little bit last week, and the pass may have not made the mark, and this time he held onto it. So, but that part of the game's one part of what he needs to do is his job, and his job is to look after the players and rally them around in defence, and that's the pleasing part that I guess isn't identified, which I sort of spoke about last week.
That second try at Ren that Gemmett scored, it was yourself to Hunt to Walsh. That combination is deadly when you guys get going. Is it just a work in progress, and can you see it getting better week on week? It was superb for that try.
Yeah, it's something we've been working on at training. Trent Barrett does a fantastic job in game planning the opposition and trying to exploit their weaknesses. Believe it or not, it was a set play and it came off, so credit to Baz. But yeah, it's obviously work in progress, something that we're passionate about and trying to get better as a spine. And they're continually turning up for each other and working hard at training is only going to make us better.
Do you want that ruthless edge in defence, Match? Is that what you want to build this team on?
Oh, I think that's what teams that are successful in this competition have got that, and we've got to keep working towards that, because that's obviously what the past tells you.